All right, let's take a look at probability of a single event and its complement. Mr. Smith was going to do a raffle drawing, select one of his students to receive a prize. Here's the breakdown of his Algebra 2 class. Basically what we're looking at here is probability is calculated by the part over the total. So we're going to be looking at taking a part that is a win or a success over the total number of draws or choices that we could possibly have. So if I'm looking at the probability of any event, that's what I'm looking to find, that fraction where I have part over total. Now another word that's going to come up in here is the word complement. The word complement is not saying something nice to somebody in probability. It actually means the opposite of what's left. For example, if there is a 30% chance of rain or snow today, so a 30% chance of snow, then there is a 70% chance of no snow. And that 70% is the complement. So the complement probability, if there's a 30% chance of snowing, is a 70% chance of snow. We usually think about that, as we think about weather. All right, so let's take a look at a data table. We're going to need some totals here. Totals are going to become important because that allows us to figure out exactly what part of the total we're looking at. So probability that you're a freshman boy, well, the freshman boys are in this box right here. It's 15. That's the part. So it's 15 out of, if we add all of these numbers up in this data table, that is 15 over 69. Now if we put that in our calculator and you go 15 divided by 69, push enter, you get a decimal. Now we know to push the math key and then enter, it turns that answer into a reduced fraction, and the answer is 5/23. So I'd encourage you to make sure that you're using your math frac button on your calculator and reducing your fractions. The correct answer is 5/23. And then you just go through and do the rest of those the same way, basically. Probability that you're a freshman, get all of those. That's 15. Well, freshman going down is all of the freshmen, so that's 34 out of 69. And you can turn that into a decimal or a percent. If you want to really get into that, you could go 34 divided by 69, and we have 0.492, so that's 49.3% if we correctly round this. So 49.3% is one way to show it, or 0.493 as a decimal. So decimals, percents, and fractions are all equivalent ways to do this. Next question is about sophomores. Sophomores, if I add these up going down, I'd get 35. That's my part out of the total numbers of all of these. Not a girl. So if you're not a girl, then you're a boy. So that's this number here. Again, it's 34 out of 69. Last question. This is the same thing right here. Not a girl. This symbol means not, so that would be the same thing as well. Complement of a sophomore girl. Well, I find the sophomore girls, so sophomores and girls, those would be the 16 that are in this corner. Well, the complement of that number is everything else. So I add together everything else, and that's 53. So there's my fraction, 53/69. So again, probability is taking the part that you want out of the total number of possibilities, and that's a single event probability. The complement is you would have everything else.